Hello everybody and welcome back to another action figure review. Today we do got Captain America and the Winter Soldier stealth suit. So we are going to be reviewing this one in this video, and I will go over the articulation, also show you a side by side of the suit in the movie, and also talk about the pros and cons of this figure, and also do some size comparison as well. To go ahead and compare this suit to the one that we'd have in the movie, you can go ahead and see it right here on the right side. It does look very spot on. I think the colors are matching up very good, besides a few points that I do see. One I do see is that it looks like the belt on the actual movie one is a little bit brighter, and it's a little bit shinier silver than the one we do have here. And then the red on the pants on the figure looks a little brighter than the ones that he does have in the movie. But overall, I do think that they look pretty good next to one another. I think that his design is very good. And for the shield, he does have this one that is very accurate to the one that he has in the movie as well. This one does appear on the movie for, I believe, the first like 20 minutes when he's on the mission, but after that you don't really see it often. I know this one does also appear in the Endgame movie, and he does appear with the regular Steve Rogers head, which I'll go ahead and show you at this moment. He is shown in the beginning of Endgame when they go to Thanos's little farm, and as you can see, it looks pretty good as well with this Steve Rogers head. The Steve Rogers head did not come with him. It came with an actual different figure, which I'll talk about shortly. Going ahead and talking about his accessories, besides his mask head that we do see right here, he also does come with one interchangeable head. He has two fisted hands, and he has one saluting hand and one pointing hand, and he also does come with his shield. As I did show earlier, I did go ahead and have this Captain America head rather than this one on the figure, just because I think this one looks overall a lot more like Chris Evans than this one does. This one did come around when we did have that photorealistic tech, and this one over here was before it. You can see the master change on it. I think with the hair, they were trying to go ahead and get like that one that he has in the movie. This one did come with my first 10 years Captain America. It's a 2-pack with crossbones, which I would do a review later on. But overall, I think this head sculpt is way better than this one. But for what actually came with the figure, I think it's very well. We did, get the two fisted hands, and we did also go ahead and get the pointing hand and then the shield, which I think is perfect for Captain America. Can't realistically see any other accessories besides probably a holding hand, just so he'd be able to hold his shield. I think that would have been a good accessory, but besides that, I think the ones that we did have are perfect. So going ahead and getting this articulation out of the way, he does stand up pretty easy by himself. To go ahead and show you a 360 real quick of the figure, unlike the first Captain America one that we did have from the Avengers movie, I think this one stands up pretty well. When it comes to his head articulation, he can look up that far and can look down quite a bit, and he does have that head pivot very little, and you can get his head to look side to side. Going ahead and getting into the chest area, I like this very bright and shiny silver that we get on the chest. I feel like we should have gotten this with the belt. Going ahead and getting to the arms, you can see he has that little flag there, and he does have the little shield on his arm. This is just from the stealth missions for shield. Going ahead and getting his arm up, you can get him past 90 degrees, and he does have that bicep swivel, double jointed elbows with the pins in them, but you can get him, I want to say, past 90. And then coming down to the forearm, no forearm swivel or anything like that, but he does have the hinge here that lets you bend his wrist down forward, which I think it does help out with some of the poses, like when you want him kind of looking more like this. I think that helps it a lot. Same thing with the other arm, same articulation. The paint apples are just a little different. Besides the little shield on this side, there's not one on this side, and the flag here, no flag there. And then just to take a look in the front of the figure, he has the silver paint apps, and he has like the straps on, and then he can go ahead and crunch forward that far, and then he can go ahead and crunch back quite a bit, which I like. He can crunch back quite a bit. One thing I do not like is how this is just one solid plastic and there's no extra detailing. I would have liked if they continued the sculpt up more, but I understand why they didn't. But I think it would just help the figure out a lot better, just in case you want to get him to some poses that does show that a little bit. Coming to the back rise, the back is pretty plain except for that harness that he has there, and with the back, same thing, there's no extra sculpt, but I think here it actually works out because he has nothing sculpted below it. Coming down to the waist area, he does have this free piece right here that does not get in the way at all, and he does have the waist articulation where you can go ahead and turn it side to side. Coming down to his hips, this is where we do have those newer hips that I do like over the old ones that we did see with the Captain America. You can get him to kick out that far, and he can go ahead and kick back that far, and then he does have his hip thigh swivel, pretty good. And then for his knee, you can get him to go ahead and knee about that far back, not to the butt, but it's still pretty good. Coming down this way, I forgot to mention, he does have the pin knees. This is before the pinless technology. He does have a calf swivel, and he does have ankle pivot and ankle swivel, which overall I think the articulation is very well for this Captain America figure. I think he does have among the best articulation. If I was to improve on his articulation at all, if any needed, would have been the sculpting right here and probably butterfly joints. But I think overall this is a beautiful figure with amazing articulation that I can't really complain about. For a size comparison, I got the Mark 42 Iron Man from Iron Man 3, which I will be doing a review later on. And I do got Black Widow from the same movie. She does have a different head sculpt on. I did go ahead and swap a head onto this figure's body, but the body itself comes from the same line as this Captain America. I don't know where I actually put her initial head is. If I ever find it, I will go ahead and probably do a review of it, but I think it looks better like this. With the size difference between all three of these, I think work perfectly. I like the size difference between Cap and Iron Man just because, Iron Man's a man in a suit, so overall I think he should be taller. And Black Widow, I think their size difference is perfectly. If anything, I think Black Widow is a little short on the short end, but even then I think it's fine. It doesn't bother me all too much. So for another size comparison, I do got Bucky the Winter Soldier and another Captain America from the Avengers movie. At first I said I think this figure was the perfect size, but now looking at it, I think he should be a little bit taller. Compared to the Bucky, I think he's on the short end, and compared to the Cap, I think he's on the short end too. So if he was just a little bit taller, I think it would be a better size comparison, but overall still a very beautiful figure. Just to go ahead and give my final thoughts on this figure, I think this is an amazing figure that if you do not have it in your collection, I think you should pick it up. Overall, I think it does match amazingly to the one that we did see on film. I think the color scheme and everything is perfect. The articulation is amazing besides those few gripes that I did mention. Overall, I would rate this figure a 10 out of 10. If you have not picked him up, I do recommend picking him up. I am going to do something a little different today for the end of the video. I'll be doing some pictures I did take with this figure. Let me know if you guys like that and would like me to continue that. But if that's all today, I want to thank you for watching the video. If you have any recommendations on any figures, or if you just like the video, go ahead and comment and like and subscribe, and you all have yourself a wonderful day.